What if I told you there's a battle where you are guaranteed to win, no matter the outcome? If you die, you win. If you live, you still win. Find out how this win-win situation unfolds. Can a hero's greatest virtue become his greatest sin? The Bhagavad Gita has a surprisingly blunt answer for a man who has lost his will to fight. Rediscovering Gita for the Modern World by Shrikant Soman. Based on Essays on Gita by Sri Aurobindo. Chapter 7 continued. The Creed of the Aryan Fighter. Continued from the previous episode 63, Beyond Truth, Justifying Action Through Righteous Battle. Current episode 64. Head you win, tail also you win. The Kshatriya's divine gamble. The dual appeal, Krishna's graded approach to convincing Arjuna. From worldly gain to spiritual equanimity, the final call to battle. Key takeaways. The warrior's ideal. The warrior's ideal is to live by a code of battle, courage, power, and honor, with a reward of either victory on earth or a noble death that leads to heaven. Krishna's two-tiered appeal. Krishna first makes a lower-level appeal to Arjuna's worldly self, presenting the battle as a win-win situation, and then offers a higher, more spiritual path of action, without attachment to outcomes. The principle of graded ideals. The passage emphasizes a key aspect of Indian ethics, the use of different standards for individuals at various stages of moral and spiritual development, recognizing that not everyone is ready for the highest spiritual truth. The final argument to fight, Krishna's ultimate appeal, combines both the ethical and spiritual standpoints. He urges Arjuna to fight not for gain or pleasure, but to serve a divine cause with a calm, strong and equal spirit, seeing all as the one eternal self. The Aryan fighter's creed, the creed for the warrior of truth, is to know God and self, protect the right, act without fear, and understand that life, death and suffering are transient. The warrior's duty is to fight for the world's progress, without hatred or sorrow, as all are immortal souls. Main passage. Warrior's ideal is battle, courage, power, rule, the honor of the brave, the heaven of those who fall nobly. A Kshatriya becomes false to himself and to the demand of the world on its leaders and kings when the warrior's ideal is thus lowered, that honor is tarnished. He is classified amongst false heroes who are called cowards and weak because of their unheroic actions. Krishna says, if you get killed in the battle, you attain heaven. If you win the battle, you shall enjoy the earth. Either way, you win. Therefore, O son of Kunti, arise and fight. Do not run away from the battlefield. This is heroic appeal of Krishna. It is on a lower level than the advice of stoical spirituality given earlier. Having appealed to Arjuna's warrior spirit, Krishna now proceeds to touch the deeper level of spirituality. Next, he bids Arjuna to make grief and happiness, loss and gain, victory and defeat equal to his soul, and then turn to the battle. This is the real teaching of the Gita. Here we should note the unique approach of Indian ethics. It very well recognizes the practical necessity of graded ideals for the developing moral and spiritual life of man. There is no uniform standard to all the men, irrespective of their level of moral and spiritual development. At this stage, Gita takes the Kshatriya and the four orders, Chaturvarans, ideal in its social aspect and not in the spiritual meaning. This is done later. At this stage, Krishna tells Arjuna that if the motive of his action is based on the concept of joy and sorrow, and the final outcome of the action, fruits of work, then this is his answer to him. That is the advice given above. Head, become martyr in battle, you win. Attain heaven after death. Tail, victory in battle, you win. Enjoyment of this life. Either way, it is a win-win situation for you. Running away from battle is like giving up the game of life without even making an attempt to play it. This is a sad thing, particularly because you are then losing a wonderful opportunity of win-win situation. Krishna tells Arjuna that he has earlier explained to him in what direction the higher knowledge of self and the world takes you to. Now I have shown to you as to what direction your social duty and the ethical standard of your order, that is, ideals of Kshatriya, will lead you to. Swadharmam api kevekasya. From whatever angle, higher spiritual standpoint or lower practical standpoint you consider this situation, it leads towards the same conclusion. You must fight. In event, Arjuna is not satisfied with his social duty and the virtue of his order, Kshatriya. If he thinks that it leads him to sorrow and sin, then Krishna offers him another direction. He bids him to rise to a higher level and not sink to a lower level. Put away all egoism from you. Disregard joy and sorrow. Disregard gain and loss, and all worldly results. Focus your attention on the cause which you must serve, and the work you must achieve by divine command, so thou shalt not incur sin. We have seen here that Krishna has given answers to Arjuna, according to the highest knowledge and ethical ideals to which his race and age had attained at that particular time. He has answered to Arjuna's plea of sorrow, plea of the recoil from slaughter, plea of the sense of sin, plea of the unhappy results of his action. And this is the creed of the Aryan fighter. In summary, it says to Arjuna, the warrior of truth: know God, know thyself, help man, protect the right, act without fear or weakness or faltering in thy work of battle in the world. Man is the eternal and imperishable spirit. Thy soul is here on its upward path to immortality. Life and death have no permanent value. Sorrow and wounds and suffering are nothing. These things have to be conquered and overcome. Do not have a narrow outlook at your own pleasure and gain and profit, but fix your sight on the above and around, above to the shining summits to which you have to climb. Around at this world of battle and trial, in which good and evil, progress and retrogression are locked in stern conflict. Other people have high trust on you, they bank on you. You are their strong man, their hero. Help them. Fight. You must destroy when your destruction is a necessary thing for the progress of the world. However, while you destroy, you should not hate that which you destroy. Neither should you grieve for all those who perish in the war. Know everywhere the one self. Know all to be immortal souls and the body to be but dust. Do thy work with a calm, strong and equal spirit. You should fight or fall nobly. You should conquer mightily. This is the real work that God and your intrinsic nature have given to you to accomplish. With this episode 64, we are concluding the chapter 7, the Creed of the Aryan Fighter.